guys, I don't have any videos planned for today, but I did end up with some free time, so I thought I would do the on my shelf tag. I went on Twitter and some of you gave me some shelf numbers, and I have a little pile of books to talk about, some of which I don't think I've mentioned on my channel before, so that's excellent. Yeah, so let's go on with the tag. Okay, so first Vanessa, who's actually from Chbosky here on YouTube, I'll link her link below. She told me the numbers 2 and 12. That was in fact a book that I actually have mentioned numerous times on this channel, but I don't mind mentioning it again because I love it lots, and that's the Fables graphic novel volume 1. Like I said, you've probably heard me mention this graphic novel series before. I really like it. It follows fairy tale characters who have had to flee from the fairy tale world and now reside amongst us in the human world, but they have their own sort of cordoned off area of the city in America, I think it's New York, so that none of us, the Mondays, know who they really are. I also really enjoy seeing how the fairy tale characters, who are hundreds of years old now, have developed new relationships with other characters, and that nice little crossover between the fairy tales is something a little bit new and exciting, and I really like this series. The next numbers I received were from Sarah, who I checked, and she also has a YouTube channel, Noodle Bamboo, so I will link her as well, and she gave me the numbers 7 and 37. I don't actually have a 7th shelf, so I went for the last shelf I had, which was number 5 and number 37, and that was Ajax by Sophocles, or Ajax. This is a Greek tragic play by Sophocles, who is sort of considered one of the masters of tragic plays. This is set at the very end of the Trojan War, and follows Ajax, who has gone a little bit cuckoo out of anger at Odysseus, who stole what he considered to be his prize. It's a really good tragic play. I don't really enjoy reading plays that much. I much prefer to see them performed, but like I said, I did really enjoy reading this. But unless you've already read, say, the Iliad, or are familiar with the Greek mythology surrounding the time of the Trojan War, this isn't really something I'd recommend picking up, because it's really like a tiny event amongst a pool of like mythological history. Then Lydia from Paperback Mugs gave me the numbers 3 and 27, and that was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, the second in the Hunger Games trilogy, so it's a very shiny cover. I only read this series very recently, but I really enjoyed them. I think if you've been scared away by the hype, as I was, I would still really recommend checking out this dystopian series, because I really enjoyed it, and it was just a really fun, quick, easy read with some really great characters. Then Sam sent me 2 sets of numbers, one being 1 and 24, and that was Herodotus's The Histories. This is an ancient non-fiction work from the 5th century BC. He records a history of the lead up to and what brought about the Persian War between the Persians and the Greeks. Although Herodotus is a big fan of his digressions, he does relate a lot of ancient myths and stories about the ancient Persians and Persian culture and Egyptians and all that fun stuff, so there's quite a lot to get out of this piece of history. The other set of numbers were 2 and 4, and that is Fairest Volume 1. This is a spin-off series of Fables, which follows predominantly the female fairy tale characters. I have only got halfway through this, so I do not have a review for you yet, but I am really excited to finish it. Like I said, I love the Fables universe, and anything to do with it I'm just really excited to learn more about. And last but not least, Nina gave me the numbers 4 and 17, and that is Ali Smith, Girl Meets Boy. I haven't actually read this yet, but it is part of a series called the Canongate Myth series. All the books in this series are written by different authors, and they're all retellings of various myths from various cultures, Greek, Celtic, etc, etc. In fact, one of my all-time favourite books, The Penelopiad by Margaret Atwood, is from this series. And this is a retelling of the myth of Iphis, and I do really need to get around to reading this, because it's very short, and I hear amazing things about Ali Smith's writing style. If you've read this and can tell me anything about it, or recommend that I pick it up today, then let me know. So that's all the books for this video, and I'm not going to tag anyone in particular. If you are in need of some numbers, and I will give you some, I will go for 5 and 20, 2 and 19, 3 and 2, 6 and 25. That's 4 sets of numbers. I hope that's of use to you, and if you do film this video then let me know and I'll check it out. I hope you all have a lovely week. Bye guys!